What if I told you that a bunch of our students with fake tanks saved more lives than most actual combat units in World War II? Yes, the Nazis fired real bullets at rubber banners. They repositioned entire armies to fight enemies that didn't exist. They got completely destroyed by a theater performance. And the craziest part, the US military kept this secret for 50 years because it was too effective. This unit saved 30,000 lives without firing a single shot. So, how the hell did they pull it off? So, it's 1944 and the Allies need to push into Nazi-occupied Europe to end the war. But that's a kind of massive problem. The Germans have, guns, lots of them. So somebody had this absolutely bonkers idea. What if we just fake entire army? Just make the Germans think we are acting from one place when we are actually coming from another. And if it doesn't work, it needs to work. And the US military actually did it. They created this unit called 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but everyone calls them the Ghost Army. Here's the crazy part. The recruits artists, like actually art school students, fashion designers, some guys, people who had literally zero combat experience. The military was basically like, hey, you're good at making fake stuff look real, right? Cool, it's a rubber tank, go mess with it. Alright, so how did they actually do this? They had four main tricks, and as stupid as this sounded, they were extremely effective. First, inflatable tanks. I'm not joking. They had these giant inflatable Sherman tanks that weighed like 100 pounds instead of the actual 30 tons a real tank weighs. For good, could blow out one up in 15 minutes. They'd sneak at night, inflate a bunch of these things, and boom, by morning the Germans are spinning an entire tank division that doesn't exist. Second trick, sound effects. They recorded actual sounds from real military operations, tanks moving, soldiers stealthing, all of that. And then they blast it through these absolutely massive speakers. We are talking speaking so big and loud you could hear them from the 15 miles away. Third, fake radio messages. They send completely made up messages using real military codes, just pretending to be entire headquarters, making the Germans think massive units were in totally different places. And fourth, they just act. They walk around nose, wearing fake unit pages, hung at the bars, casually mention which division they were from locals, even had guys drive around with fake general stars painted on tech jeeps. One time, they drove the same 10 trucks around in circles for hours, just to make it look like a big convoy was passing through. Now you're probably thinking, okay, it's funny, but did it actually work? Yes, it worked incredibly well. The biggest operation was in March 1945, when the Allies were about to cross the Rhine River, which was a huge deal strategically. The Ghost Army set up this elaborate fake build-up to the north while the real crossing happened 9 miles away south. Inflatable tanks, sound effect blasting, fake rock shatter, the whole thing. And the Germans totally targeted. Historians think that the Ghost Army might have saved somewhere between 5,000 to 30,000 lives during the war. Things about that, art students with balloons, tanks, and boom boxes potentially saved tens of thousands. Here's the messed up part though. After the war, this whole thing was classified as top secret. These guys went home and couldn't tell anyone what they did. Not their wives, not their kids, nobody, for like 50 years. Some of them become super famous. Bill Blass became this huge fashion designer. Elvis Kelly became a famous painter. But they had to keep this quiet, probably the most important thing they ever. The operations didn't get declassified until 1996, and Congress didn't give them the Congressional Gold Medal until 2022. That's 7 or 8 years after they did. The Ghost Army is proof that you don't always need the biggest weapons to win. Sometimes you just need to be creative and know to make the auto-effect ghosts. And honestly, that's something pretty satisfying about all the fact the Nazis war machine got absolutely played by a bunch of artists with party balloons. Thanks for watching.